I'm Betty. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I want to share with you my recipe for potato pancakes, or potato latkes as they're known. My recipe comes from my mother-in-law, whose parents came from Lithuania, and these are a common treat throughout Eastern Europe. And I know this is a recipe you're going to enjoy. I have my ingredients assembled. I've got approximately a pound of potatoes peeled and cut into chunks, 1 medium onion, again cut into chunks, 1 large egg, lightly beaten, 3 tablespoons of flour, and a half teaspoon of salt. I'm going to use the coarse grating blade of my Cuisinart to start with. I'll just pop that in, put the top on, and I have found if you mix up the potato and onion, it prevents the potato from darkening quite so quickly. I'll just put that in and right into the grater. What I'm going to do is take the grating blade out and put the regular blade back in. Scoop that down with my finger. And I'm going to give this a few pulses because I don't want those shreds quite as long as they are. So just a few pulses. I can see that that's just about exactly where I want it. You can see that the shreds are quite a bit smaller. Right, now what I'm going to do is just take handfuls of this mixture and over a strainer I'm going to squeeze as much liquid as I can out. And then I'll put that in another bowl. You can, if you wish, do this in a clean dish towel, but I find my hands work pretty well. If you don't have a Cuisinart, you can still make these wonderful potato pancakes using a box grater. In fact, this is how I learned how to do them. So, I've got my potato and onion mixture with as much liquid as possible squeezed out, and now I'm ready to add my egg, my 3 tablespoons of flour, and about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to mix this together with a fork and get that well and truly mixed. That looks pretty good. Now, I've saved the liquid that I squeezed from the potatoes, and if you can see, there's a small layer of potato starch. There isn't actually as much as I would have expected in these, but there is a little bit. And what I'm going to do is simply pour off the water and scrape this accumulated oh, there it is. It's sort of all on one side. You can see that. That is potato starch. And it's a wonderful thing that helps make your potato pancakes lovely and crispy. So you don't want to waste that. Just get all of that out of that bowl. And we'll mix that right in. I have my pan ready with a good 1/4 inch of oil in it. It's difficult to tell you how much because it's going to depend on the diameter of your pan, obviously. But you want to have your oil hot to the point where it's shimmering. I also have ready 2 scoops. I have a 1-inch and 2-inch. The 1-inch I use for an hors d'oeuvre size pancake and the larger one for a meal size. In addition, I have a tray lined with first some newspaper and then some paper towel that I'll be using to drain the finished pancakes on. And once they've drained, they'll go on a foil-lined cookie sheet ready to go in the oven to reheat as I want to use them. So let's start frying. And we'll start with the larger size. And that's what we want to hear, is that nice sizzle when they go in the pan. Just drop them right in there. You can, of course, use spoons to do this, but I have found that this scoop makes it go so much more quickly. And once I've got them all in there, I'm just going to take a fork and flatten them out. The nice thing about the scoop, too, of course, you get a really uniform sized pancake. And we're going to let those brown thoroughly on one side before we flip them over to brown on the second side. I can tell by the brown edge on this that these are ready to turn, and indeed they are a beautiful golden brown, just exactly as I want them. Just going to let them brown on the other side a minute or two, and they'll be ready to take out and drain. These have browned nicely on the second side, so what I'm going to do now is take my paper-lined tray and just transfer these over to let them drain for a few minutes. And once they've drained, I can transfer them to my foil-lined sheet, ready to go in the oven to reheat. Beautiful potato pancakes. From this recipe, you can expect to get about 10 meal-sized pancakes, as I would call them, or about 18 hors d'oeuvre size, and I've prepared some of those. And what I'm going to take is some of this beautiful Malden sea salt, this beautiful flaky sea salt, just a flake or two on each one. And what I would do is pass these with the traditional accompaniments, I should say, of sour cream and applesauce. I've made these as an appetizer for a brunch and served them with sour cream and a little curl of smoked salmon, which goes beautifully with them too. I hope this is a recipe that you'll try and enjoy. And there's my ever-trusty assistant, Miss Annie, hoping that something will fall on the floor. For further information and even more recipes, please visit my website.